got to a situation in safety of flight with the pilot, and I thought, or looking at the radar, we were out in the South China Sea, and I had a hard target on the radar. It was a mile in diameter, and told the pilot, and I said, "Hey, change course." It was right off the nose. They looked at him and the co-pilot looked at the charts and said, "There's nothing out here. Must be just rain or something." And that was at 200, over 100 miles. So as we're drilling in, getting closer and closer, I downsize on the radar, and it's still a solid object. And we got to the point where I had to threaten the pilot. I told him I was going to eject if he didn't change course. And he reached over to the tackle and said, "Sir, I don't want to burn you when I leave the airplane. So I'll give you a count of 3 to go with me." And that was more of a seriousness for the pilot. He yelled at me up and down one side and another, saying how he's going to put me in the brig when we get back. And he kept on yelling and yelling. I said, "Sir, you're free to go back to the base course." And he goes back to base course, and he's yelling and screaming, and it just kept going. And the cloud, well, we couldn't see anything because we were below 300 feet, and we had a cloud layer there. Back then, the airplane didn't climb up unless they had a hole to go through. So we were overcast and everything right down to the deck, and we came to a 90 degree from where the object was, and everything opened up clear as blue sky. And there was a 1 mile diameter pillar rising up out of the water.
What was it?
It's a rock.
Oh.
Yeah, a pillar island, but it was like a cylinder.
Yeah.
It came up out of the water in a round shape and went up into the clouds. I don't know how tall it was.
So what did he say then?
The crew was deathly quiet. And, one thing that I haven't gotten to this day is an apology or a thank you.
Sure. I mean, the day I took out the patrol boat, getting shot at, getting the... See, I don't know if I was really scared. I was scared afterwards. Coming back is when the adrenaline stops and you start, realizing, hey, we just killed these people and we just took these, they were shooting at us, this and that. But during the flight, during the mission, you're not really, because the adrenaline's flowing and you're just mission oriented, but...
So back up, so tell me the whole...
Okay, what do you call it? It was the final days of the war, of the Desert Storm, and Intel had told us that Saddam Hussein was going to try to leave the country. We were running radar, and I picked up a patrol boat leaving Iraq. So we called it in, and they said, "We have no assets. Will you go check it out? Go look at it. See, tell us what it is." So we fly out there. So we're going close to the land, which was never safe anyway. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest idea. And then we pull in, and we're like, "Yeah, it's an Iraqi patrol boat." They said, "You're clear hot." So we went in there, and as we passed the first time, we started taking fire at that point. And then we came back around. We dropped our bombs and killed everybody aboard. But like I said, after you're coming back, you start thinking, wow, we were low, we were getting shot at, so many things could have went wrong. So that it's like I guess anything.
Scary night.
Yeah, it's a scary. It's a
Shot at.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the scariest.
The second most scariest night, I would say, would be the first night of Desert Storm. And the reason why is, you train for this. Every day you train for this. But honestly, nothing can prepare you to go into combat. That night, or that morning, I should say, when we flew over Iraq and the AAA was just beating the crap out of us, and just, you're seeing SAMs come up, you're seeing, and you're like, wow, this is really, this is no longer training, this is actually happening. And I was one of those guys, watched World War II movies my entire life, and I always made fun of the AAA, saying, I don't even know why they do it. I mean, oh no, after flying it, and I understand why they do it. I mean, because it beats the heck out of you, and you don't have to get hit by it. You don't have to, just the concussion from all that just really, and not only are they shooting at you, not only are you going through all that, it's bad to say this, but you have to really question or really think about the pilot that's sitting in the front seat. He's never seen combat. But now, we've always put our life in their hand, but now it's really in their hands, because they're the ones in the front seat getting shot at. I mean, we all are, but they're the ones who are having to fly through this stuff. So yeah, it was I would say that first night of the war was probably one of the scariest.
How did you feel about that pilot?
Oh, he did great. Oh, he did. I mean, it's only like a split second that you're sitting there going, is he gonna, is he gonna freak out? Is he gonna, oh no, but after, no, he did a great job. No, my crew was awesome. So, yeah.
We were, again, looking for a boat coming out of Iraq, and, through the river there, between Iran and Iraq, and we had, again, intel that Uday, one of the sons, was trying to leave. So I'm running the radar. It's nighttime, of course. Pilot goes, "Are we over land?" And I had the FLIR down, but I wasn't looking at it because I was concentrating on the radar. And so I switched and said, "Oh shit, yes we are," and we were getting fired at. And so Ed was in the front right seat. Barnard was in the right. The pilot, I can't remember his name, and he left right after that. We looked it up, but anyway, so he pulled left, hot side to the missile, flares are going out, and it hit one of them. We kind of it was close, took a bump, and then as he was turning out, we were losing altitude, went over an oil platform that was supposedly empty, and it wasn't. And they shot at us from that. That one was much closer, came real close. You could feel the airplane, but it hit one of the flares, and then we pulled out, and we went back to the ship. They called the A6s in to take care of the oil platform. So.
Frank wasn't available.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of busy at that time,
Right.
so
He was. Yeah.
there was,
Sleep.
there's only one man. There's not enough to go around for everybody. Okay, just